you are into movie and movie-related discussions, you've come to the right place. Who am I, you ask? I am the Wiz, and I'm with here today is...
Kim Shactman.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Doing well.
Oh, my God. What is going on, girl?
I'm doing well because I have no plans this weekend, which is so nice to just be free of all plans.
That sounds nice. When I used to... Let me tell you something. When I used to work at the bank, man, it was either bank or I had to do something else, and it sucked. So I know exactly how you feel on that.
Yeah, it's just nice to do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So we are here today to review the 1984 action romantic comedy Romancing in the Stone, starring Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Kim, I think the thing that attracted me to this movie...
Yes, because you picked this film.
Yeah, the film nerd in me wants to say, well, obviously Robert Zemeckis, because Robert Zemeckis is a very important director who also did movies like Forrest Gump and Back to the Future. But I would be lying because it actually was for Michael Douglas, and I know that you're a fan of his. Let's talk some Michael Douglas. What films have you seen of his?
Oh, God. Well, we talked about I think it was last week, we talked The American President, which is one of the best.
It's a good movie, yes.
Yes. I hate this because I feel like you always put me on the spot.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, sorry. Sorry.
I'm like Googling what fucking movies is he in?
Well, I remember watching movies like Disclosure with Demi Moore, which I saw at too young of an age. And then I also remember Wonder Boys, which you mentioned.
You did mention that.
Wonder Boys
that's a good movie.
is a great movie. Wall Street is another one. The Game is actually a pretty good movie. He's in the Ant-Man movies as Hank Pym, which I find interesting. But I think most people will probably remember him in movies like Fatal Attraction and Basic Instinct.
Yes, and I think I've seen Fatal Attraction, but so long ago I don't remember.
I haven't seen either of them, to be completely honest. And
I may be getting it confused with another movie, so maybe I didn't even see it. I don't even know.
That's fine. But he is an actor that I think he's a good actor, but is he one of the best? Not really. But he's solid. He is a charismatic.
He's consistent. Oh, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Well, he produced that.
Okay, yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah. So he's actually more successful as a producer, I would say, than he is an actor.
Yeah, maybe that's what attracts me to him, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Either that or that he can land a person like Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm just saying.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, Jesus
she's
Christ.
Hot.
Oh, my God, man. Let's get into the review of Romancing the Stone, starring Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito, directed by Robert Zemeckis. So this is an Indiana Jones-ass Indiana Jones film, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought while I was watching it. It's funny you say that. Literally my exact thoughts.
See, this is how great minds think alike, Kim.
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, I really like Indiana Jones.
I do too. Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Yeah. What's your favorite Indiana Jones movie?
Temple of Doom.
Oh God. Okay. There are people.
What's that? Oh God.
Okay. There are people who are wrong thinking and think that Temple of Doom is one of the best ones, or is the best one, which is fine because I love all of God's
Maybe because I've seen that one the most, so I'm just used to it. Like it was always on TV when I was a kid.
That's possible.
So I just enjoyed it. Yeah.
No, I like Temple of Doom. Most people will say Raiders, which I think Raiders is a very good movie, but I am so partial to Last Crusade, and mainly because I really like Sean Connery as his father. Like, I thought that was a really well done.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I didn't dislike it.
Yeah. What we can both agree is that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is terrible, but anyway.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, don't.
People said it was bad.
Just don't. It's terrible. Maybe we'll review it one day. Anyway, this film reminded me a lot of Indiana Jones in a lot of ways. One of the things that I noticed right away is when the male hero is introduced, whenever he is cocky, something bad happens. For example, when he's swinging on the vine and he gets hit on the wall. Mm-hmm. Something like that. And this is a buried treasure movie, which to a certain extent, Indiana Jones is as well. That I definitely felt that the filmmakers saw Raiders of the Lost Ark and went, we can do that. And that's what they did. I think the only thing that really holds this film together is the lead actors, which is Douglas and Turner. But it's also a movie of its time as well. Like there are things in this movie that I don't think would fly nowadays. really.
Well, first of all, let's just point out the fact that it's rated PG.
Let me state why that is. It's rated PG because PG-13 didn't happen until much later.
Okay, well that makes sense. Because I'm like, why the hell is this PG?
Well, let me see when when did the MPAA do PG-13? I think it was in like 86. Actually, it was that same year, 84.
Oh wow.
And
want to hear a fun fact?
Go ahead.
I wasn't even born yet. I was born in 85.
I was born in 82. So there we go. PG-13 wasn't really a thing back then. It was either PG or R. And the first film that actually got the PG-13 rating was Red Dawn, which is a film about, I think it's Russia. I think it's either Russia or China who comes to invade the U.S. I think that's what, I haven't seen that movie yet, but.
Well, I guess that explains a lot, because I'm like, why is PG? But it's definitely not crazy enough to be rated R.
No. I think there's one like limb cut off, and that's it in the movie. So. Well,
I mean, there's a little teeny tiny bit of like skin, not really nudity, but skin. So.
Sure. There's some sexual, or do minor spoilers. We're not going to do a full spoiler section in this movie. Be warned, if you really want to watch the movie and you don't want anything spoiled, you can probably come back when you're done. But we're going to do very light spoilers on this one. Yeah. Not that there's much to spoil in this, because if you've seen Raiders...
That's why we're doing light spoilers.
Yeah. If you've seen Raiders, you kind of know what's going to happen in this movie. Honestly, the only thing that made this film enjoyable for me were the main actors, and that's it. Otherwise, it was a very formulaic, very by-the-numbers type of this movie, with some asides with Danny DeVito. That's about it.
I enjoyed it, though. I enjoyed the film thoroughly, because, again, I like Indiana Jones, so...
I think the film's fine. It's one of those films where I would say to somebody, if you are bored and you really don't have much else to watch and you're into this sort of thing, go ahead and waste about 2 hours. Have fun. Other than that, I wouldn't...
It's entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's entertaining, but it's not something that...
Yeah, it's not like... Well, it's not meant to be like a drama or like an in-depth action film or like a thriller. It's just supposed to be like light.
Right, but a light, entertaining movie can still be a great movie. I just don't think this is a great movie. I think this is just fine. It's passable. It's okay. That's how I would look at it. That it would be. It's something that after we're done with this review, I will likely forget about.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's get into performances. Honestly, with performances, kind of want to say I like Michael Douglas the best in this, but I'm partial to Kathleen Turner just because I think she was kind of dorkily charming in this movie.
I liked them both. I think I liked her a little bit more than Michael Douglas, and I'm trying to pinpoint why. Like, I feel like she really worked her character to the, at the beginning when she was kind of very reserved, like basically didn't really leave her apartment that much because she's a novelist.
Yeah.
And all she does is really write and stay indoors, and then then her like kind of like throwing herself into this like crazy adventure / rescue. Yeah. To go save her sister. Like, I feel like she pulled that off pretty well for what it was.
Well, her character is the only one that has an arc of anything that changes throughout the entire film. So I can understand why.
And I think that's why I'm drawn to it.
Yeah, like I would agree with that. I think the roguish character that Michael Douglas plays is good. Even so, I don't think he's really right for the roguish type. He can definitely play an asshole. Like, don't get me wrong, but but the roguish type of person that is both an asshole and charming, but also is intimidating, not really. The intimidating part is the one where I was like, not really, but the asshole and the type of person that is duplicitous, I can believe that, and kind of charming. The chemistry between the two actors is what really makes the film entertaining.
Yes.
I think that's really the only thing, because I think the action is kind of in this, and the chemistry between the two characters and the two actors, I think, is what propels this movie to be actually entertaining. That's it. That's really it, because everything else is kind of like,
And the main focus is on them throughout the film, so that would make sense.
True, but then the things that happen in the film are, again, incredibly formulaic, because whenever they're in danger, something random happens, and then, they're okay. Okay. Which, it's fine. It's entertaining.
I like it. It's fun.
It's
whatever.
fun. But, like Like, for example, when they're in that town and they're being followed by a bunch of, I would guess, some drug runners, and they go into a house.
I knew that was going to happen.
So did I.
It was very, like, obvious, but I was like, oh, I like this guy. He's fun.
Yeah. But you are right. Like, I knew it was going to happen, but it was fun nonetheless.
Right.
So, but it wasn't fun enough where I would say, like, I would tell my friends, you got to give it a shot. It would be like, if you are bored enough and you just want to watch something, like, I hate to say it, but if you want to watch something stupid, go ahead. Yeah. This is fun.
Like, again, like, oh, you really like Indiana Jones? Watch this movie.
I think one of the big things that I had a problem with the movie is that the villain is kind of meh.
Well, there's a few I mean, I know technically, like, the police are not the villains, but it kind of felt that way in this film. They tried to almost, like, portray it that way a little bit.
Right.
So I feel like there were, like, numerous villains, and all of them were, like, subpar. Like, there wasn't anyone that really stood out for a good performance on the side of the villain. None of the villains stood out to me. They were all just kind of like...
Yeah, I would agree. And
I have a gun, let me shoot it.
Essentially, yeah. And then, like, Danny DeVito is fine in this. I guess the most
I feel like they threw him in just for, like, a little bit more comedic, like, presence.
Yeah, he's kind of...
I was just kind of like, okay.
He's kind of
funny.
He's kind of pointless in this movie.
Yeah, like, did they need an extra cousin to help move along the situation from the villain side? Probably not.
And these types of movies need a good villain. Just that there isn't really a great villain in this. There's nothing with a lot of charisma. Like, this isn't the Hans Gruber. This definitely is not, so...
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about when I say Hans Gruber?
Yeah, the movie we just watched.
Which is?
Oh, God.
Are you kidding?
I'm old. I can't remember shit anymore.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
What, you Googled it, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I swear I didn't. Right as you were about to say it, I was like, oh yeah, Die Hard.
Yeah, okay.
Die Hard.
Yeah, so we're stalling because there really isn't much to say about this film.
Stalling.
We are definitely stalling.
It was like Indiana Jones, and there wasn't really a main villain, and the actors and actresses, the main ones, were pretty good. I mean, I thought it was fine.
I think the two main actors are fine. I think they're charismatic, and they keep the movie entertaining, but I'd be lying if I would say that I was completely engaged into the movie. I chuckled a few times. I think they were kind of funny, and I think it was kind of cute. But other than that, I'm like, I will forget about this film.
I must say, I was pretty engaged, though. I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it more than some of a couple of the other films we've watched so far. Again, it just had that Indiana Jones element, and I thoroughly enjoy that.
Okay, that's cool.
So, yeah.
So let me talk about a few weird things about this movie. Well, probably one. What is with the music in this movie? It's
funny. I was thinking about that, too. I was like, does this really fit? Or
it doesn't.
Yeah, again, I think they were going for the Indiana Jones vibe, but it was overkill for this particular movie.
I think they went Indiana Jones with Miami Vice synthesizers. And it was just like... it's like a studio exec went in and go, you know what the kids like these days? And then with his, like, denim jacket and his... did they have denim jackets in the 80s? I don't know, but...
I feel like they did.
I don't know. I was 2. But yeah, I thought the music was kind of weird, and the sound effects were kind of off, too. I know it's from 84, so I'm not expecting it to be...
I think they did a pretty good job in the time that they were in, though, with it. Like, they didn't have any, like, computer fucking animation or anything like that. Like, animatronics or any shit that makes it whatever it is.
Sure.
I don't know.
I just felt like I was listening to the music and going, this doesn't fit. I was like, what am I, what? I felt that was kind of weird. And I think with most people, they would say that's kind of the charm.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really know, like, I didn't really hone in on it too much. I noticed it a little bit, but I was like, meh.
It's formulaic. It is a standard type of this movie.
Yes.
And it just kind of goes through A to B to C, and then... that's it. That's all that happens. I think the ending is a little weird. I think it's really weird, actually, now that I come to think of it. I like the fact that they showed that the main character, Kathleen Turner's character, is much more confident now, but...
Yeah. I almost wish they ended it where they didn't end up together.
Bingo. That's exactly how I feel. Like, I think...
Like, I was like, oh, they're not going to end up together. Okay, this is cool. Like, I kind of like that they're doing it this way. And then, like, she steps out of her apartment and there's a fucking yacht in the middle of, New York City or wherever they were.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that is so unrealistic and dumb. At least put the damn boat in the water. Have her, like, walk to the fucking harbor or something. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I just don't think, again, I'm probably ascribing too much depth into something that didn't have that much depth in there at all. But I would just think that the character that Douglas played, it was Jack Colton, right? I don't think he would have stayed. I think he would have...
he'd be like, bye.
Yeah, he was like...
I have the money. I can go have any woman I want. Why do I need, like, stuffy novelists in New York City?
I don't think that necessarily. I think it would be one of those situations where he would
find another adventure.
He would find another adventure, and then as time goes on, he regrets not doing it. Like,
oh yeah, that would be...
I
like that better. I think that fits better. I agree with you there.
So I think that would have been the better ending. But again, this is around the time where entertainment to entertain and to make people happy was the main driving force in entertainment at that time. Like, the good guys win, the bad guys lose. The couple stays together despite the fact that they're terrible for each other. Like, that's kind of the thing there.
Again, just like very formulaic, like you said. You expect it.
Yeah. I guess direction, it's fine. Like, it's good for what it is. It's fun. It's engaging. I
feel like it had like you said, it's formulaic, but it had all the little bits and pieces, like a little bit of romance, a little bit of a lot of action, a little bit of romance, a little bit of what was the other thing?
A little bit of Monica in your mind?
No. This is not Mambo number 5, you asshole.
Huh? I like how I mentioned Mambo number 5 and you just call me an asshole. That's great. That's great.
There was something else I was going to say and I can't remember. It's Saturday, guys. I'm tired.
No wonder you're calling me an asshole. It's like, I forgot you mentioned Mambo number 5.
Screwed my train of thought up.
First off, how do you know that was from Mambo number 5?
Because it's from our generation.
That is true.
All over the radio growing up.
Oh, God, that's right. Ew.
And we'd annoyingly sing it in the car.
I thought our generation was more, what was the other one? The Macarena. I thought that was our generation.
Well, that too.
Oh, good Lord.
We're old.
That's true.
I don't know. I think it had a little bit of everything in it. And it was fine. Like, there wasn't anything done, like, overly well, but it had enough in it to keep me entertained.
Yeah, it's competent. Like, if you want to watch all of Zemeckis' films, this would be one where you would sit there and go, I don't think anybody could have done this. That would have been it. This isn't Who Framed Roger Rabbit or a Contact or Death Becomes Her or even a Castaway. It's just like...
Oh my God, Death Becomes Her. I haven't seen that in like a decade.
I haven't either. I want to watch it, but...
It's good. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah. So, like, I think people will watch... If they do that and people watch it, they're like, cool, I guess. And that's about it. Final thoughts for Romancing the Stone. I'll go first. Competent is probably the best I can give this movie. It kept me entertained for the hour and 45 minutes it was on. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. But it was entertaining enough to keep my attention. This is literally something where if someone were to say, recommend a movie to me, it's like, well, if you want to be entertained for an hour and 45 minutes, you can do worse, but that's all this is. Action's fine. Writing is kind of formulaic, but the charisma between the two main characters is good enough to keep you entertained. I am going to give it 2.5 stars out of 5. I'm going to give it right on the average. I enjoyed myself watching it, but like I said, I'll forget about this film in a week. 2.5 stars for me on Romancing the Stone.
So I give this 3 out of 5 stars, and I just think it held my attention more than some of the other films we've recently seen. That I've recently seen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Oh my God. So yeah, like it held my attention throughout. I liked like the little, budding romance because come on guys, like I'm a woman and, I'm into romantic things.
Oh God.
So, it was sweet, it was cute, it was light. It was nice for me for a Saturday morning being lazy and just wanting to kind of veg out and watch a film. Like you said, like oh, I don't really have anything else to watch. Let me just throw this on. If you like Indiana Jones films, I would recommend that you watch it. I think you would thoroughly enjoy it. The performances between Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, that's her name, right?
Yes.
I always forget. Thought they were great. They had a good spark together. It worked for what it was. And I don't really think I liked the ending, though. That's why I gave it a 3 instead of like a 3.5 or a 4. Okay. I thought the ending was kind of stupid, but that is my opinion.
Oh, okay. I like how in the movie when Kathleen Turner's clothes would get more and more torn, she would look sexier and sexier. It's like,
yeah, I noticed that too. And then they let her change. And then they were in like the party, and then they went on the rest of their crazy chase, and then she got dirty again and still looked great. I actually liked her hair better when she was yucky and dirty than when she tried to fix it. But I think that's because the style now is different than the style was in the 80s.
You're that, you just like your women nasty. I like a dirty girl. Just nasty. I love a nasty funny. Girl. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think she looked a lot better. I guess it looks more natural. I think that's...
Yeah. I think that's the thing.
I think that's what's happened with me. Either I have never been attracted to women who wear a lot of makeup or really do themselves up, because it just kind of feels like you're kind of hiding something from me here. What's going on? So, like, I've always found women who look more like their natural selves to be, like, more attractive. And I know some women are going to be like, how do you know it's their natural self? I'm like, you can fucking tell. Like,
yeah, you can see it.
Like, if you're painted on like a clown, I can tell. Come on.
Like cosmetics is my business. Like, I can tell when you have makeup on or not.
Can you tell when I have makeup on?
Probably.
Yeah. Do I have makeup on now?
Creepy.
Yeah. How sexist? You think if a man wears makeup, it's creepy?
No, just if you wear makeup.
Well, I do have a fear of clowns, so it'd be kind of weird. So, yeah. Speaking of sexist, I like romance films. Is that weird?
No.
No? So why'd you be like, I'm a girl, I like romance? Like, I like romance, but I'm not a girl. What is this?
Well, you're a film buff, too, so it's a little different.
I think you'd be very surprised with how many film buffs do not like romance films.
Okay, fair enough. Stop challenging me.
But this is what our friendship is, Kim. You say something, I challenge it, you get frustrated, don't talk to me for 2 weeks, and then come back and be like nothing happened. This is what happens. Okay, this is the dynamic of our relationship.
Oh, God.
Okay? God.
Fine, not only women like romance. Done.
Actually, it kind of is that way. So 2.5 stars for me for Romancing the Stone, 3 stars for Kim.
I also have to mention, I kind of like the title.
Yeah?
Romancing the Stone. Yeah, I like that. Like, I was like, why the fuck is it called that? And then I watched it, I'm like, oh.
But I find it funny that the title kind of spoils what the treasure is.
Yeah, but I didn't get it at first until I saw that the treasure was actually a stone.
Honestly, I thought it was an allusion to a boner, to be absolutely honest.
Of course you would.
Yeah, like, hey, baby, you want to romance the stone? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, like, I was like, this is a weird title. And then I'm like, oh, now I get it. Took me a minute.
It's kind of hot, actually, because it's not too dirty, but then, like, if I'm with a lady and we're getting into the mood and everything, hey, baby, you want to romance my stone?
Yeah.
And then she walks
terrible.
away. Yeah.
Like, maybe they used that in the 80s.
Possibly. Yeah, that could have worked with their hair all done up, like, poofy and shit.
Yeah.
And they're listening to, like, I hate 80s music, so I don't know, but whatever. Yeah. There really isn't much to talk about with this movie. Again, we're good. 2.5 stars from me on Romancing the Stone, 3 for Kim. Okay, Kim, so we are at the end of this episode. You are not going to be here next week.
I'm going on vacation.
God, you 1%ers just go on vacation all the time. God, you went on vacation like last month.
It's not really a vacation, though. I'm going for my beauty business. We're going to a conference in Arizona, so technically I will still be kind of working. So
Well, Arizona is nice around not really around this time. But
it's hot, but it'll be fun. Yeah. We're staying at a really nice resort, so it'll be good.
Ooh. That's nice. Okay,
Yeah.
so you are not going to be here next, and for next week, I'm going to review The Quiet Man starring John Wayne, directed by John Ford. So I will have something on the feed for when will usually be our episode. So in 2 weeks, Kim, what are we watching?
We're watching Tootsie.
Starring Dustin Hoffman, directed by Sidney Pollack. I have not seen this movie. I do have it.
Me either.
But I've wanted to watch this. I've always been interested in this movie, so...
It's from 1982.
Yes, so the year I was born.
I've always wanted to see this, and I'm actually going to see the play at a local theater in the fall. So
nice.
I want to see the movie. Yeah.
So I guess you like plays?
Yeah, I like theater a lot.
I've never liked theater.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Part of it also is I don't like being in large crowds. I've never liked being in large crowds. Even in movies. Until I really wanted to be a film critic, I waited several weeks until a couple weeks before I saw a movie, just because I didn't want to deal with the crowds. I would like live performances, but just being in a huge crowd is just enough for me to go, nah, I'm not comfortable being there. So
that's fair. Yeah. Oh, and a side note, I'm actually going to see Oppenheimer tonight at the theater.
I am jealous. I am jealous. I want to see this movie, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
If I could go see it in the theater, I would, but, can't do it as of right now. So, but you know what we should do when Barbie comes out on streaming? We should probably check that out. I really want to
see that.
Yeah,
that
I do too.
Fun.
I do too. Okay, so tune in next time where I review The Quiet Man, starring John Wayne, directed by John Ford, and in 2 weeks we review Tootsie, starring Dustin Hoffman, directed by Sidney Pollack. I am The Wiz.
And I am Kim Shactman.
Have a good vacation, Kim. Talk to you next time, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.